Okay, in this video, I'm going to go over number 4 on slide 12. The first thing that it's asking you for is the domain. Okay, the domain is all of the x values. So you're looking for the point that is farthest to the left and the point that is farthest to the right. Here you have an arrow that points towards the left and an arrow that points towards the right. So your domain is from negative infinity to positive infinity. Anytime you have an infinity symbol, you're going to use parentheses instead of a bracket. Part B is asking you for the range. The range is your y values. So you pick the lowest y value. Okay, the lowest point is at y equals -2. That point is included. It's not an open circle there, so you use a bracket. And then the highest point is going to be here where the arrow is pointing upwards. So you're going to infinity, and then of course you use parentheses for that. For part C, okay, it's asking for the maximum, but there is no maximum. Okay, the maximum, it goes towards positive infinity. So there is no maximum number because it keeps going. Part D is asking where the graph is increasing. So reading from left to right, it's increasing here, and then it starts increasing again here upwards. Okay, so I have 2, and then I'm joining them with the union symbol. So it's increasing from here to here. You list that with your x values, and it's always in parentheses when you are listing increasing, decreasing, and constant. So this first interval of increasing is from -2 to -1, okay, where x is -2 to x is -1, and from x is 2 all the way to infinity, okay, because it keeps going to the right from here. The next part is asking you where it is decreasing. Okay, where is the graph going down from left to right? So from here all the way to here. Again, you're reading those x values at that point. Okay, so -1 all the way to 2. And you use parentheses for both of those. Part F is asking you where the graph is constant. Okay, where do you have a horizontal line? You have the horizontal line here. Okay, because it goes infinite in this way, it is coming from negative infinity, and it's constant all the way up until this point. At this point, x is -2. So the interval where it's constant is negative infinity to -2. Okay, for part G, it says f of -1 equals, and it's asking you for a value. If the number is inside the parentheses, that is what the value of x is. Okay, so if you have f of -1, it's telling you x is -1. So go along the graph. This is the x-axis. X is -1 here. Search up and down where x is -1 and see where it touches the graph. This is the point where it touches the graph. Because it's telling you x is -1, you need to give me the y value for that. Okay, and the y value is 2. You're up 2 spaces from the x-axis. Part H is just the opposite. Part H says f of x equals -2. F of x is the same thing as y. So this one is telling you y equals -2, and it's asking you for x. So where y is -2, start at your origin, -1, -2. All along here is where y equals -2. It touches the graph only once, that's right here. And at that point, x is 2. Okay, you can count over from the origin, 1, 2. So your answer for that is x equals 2. The last one is f of x is greater than 0. Okay, this means y is greater than 0. Y is greater than 0 at every point above the x-axis. So here we have 2 intervals, this piece, and then from here up. Okay, This piece, you're coming from negative infinity and going all the way to 0 before it starts going below the x-axis. So that's my first interval, from negative infinity to 0. Okay, and then again, y, or f of x, is greater than 0, starting here at 4 and going towards infinity.